Namaste and welcome to ma'am, Bhuvaneshwari ma'am. Tomorrow she will be speaking at the Oriental Conference on a very specific topic, ma'am. Could you tell us?
The
Bhrun Hatya.
medico-legal implications of Bhruna Hatya.
So, Bhrun Hatya would be mean feticide.
Feticide, uh, actually, it has a great medico-legal implication because when we say Bhruna in the dictionaries, they cite it as embryo as well as a fetus. So there's a difference. So embryo, fetus is the one which an unborn child, once it has attained viability, that is, it can
Be sustained.
yeah, it can sustain separately from the mother. So that is what a fetus is. So when we say bhruna, it is both embryo as well as a fetus. So anywhere between conception and the preterm delivery, so the killing or the abortion is called as bhruna hatya. Whereas in the recent medical termination of pregnancy act, so it is only like previously in 1971 it was uh, after 12 weeks of gestation. So registered medical practitioner was enough. Uh, so after the MTP Act of 2021, actually they say till 20 weeks, it's enough if one RMP performs the thing. From 20 to 24 weeks, the opinion of two doctors are necessary. They don't even stop at that. They say even after 24 weeks, if there is a valid reason by the mother, say a survivor of rape or incest or anything else, or if the mother is suffering, like if she has any physical or mental disturbances, she can definitely opt for it.
Okay.
So everything now relies only on the woman concerned. So there is no say only
Medical.
yeah, like not the medical
Or
evidence.
legal. There's no legal.
There's no legal, no one can sue them
Yeah.
or anything. The partner doesn't have a say in it. No one else has a say except for the woman and the doctor. That's all. And if at all the girl is of immature mind, if she cannot handle herself, then her guardian can have a say. So what it means is even after 24 weeks also, like there was a case like where one doctor actually she presented an evidence in the court saying that this cannot be called as a medical termination of pregnancy. It can be called only as premature delivery, preterm delivery.
Right.
So if it is after 20 weeks, the child has attained viability. It can
Correct.
survive. Everything else is
Yeah.
developed. So it cannot be called as a termination of pregnancy. It can be called only as preterm delivery. So it is such a
So, but the end result is the same, right? It would be an abortion. It would not be survival of the.
yeah, it will be called as medical termination of pregnancy. Till now, it is not
Right.
like right now. The laws are being relaxed even more and more and more to accommodate the mother concerned. So, but in the Dharma Shastras, it is not that way. It is called as Bhruna Hatya. So it is equivalent to Brahma Hatya. That was the highest sin which was performed. So even the prayashchita or the punishment which was given was equivalent to Brahma Hatya. It is the same as that for that. So it is considered one of the highest sins. It was because they considered each and every soul has to be given its chance to work out its karma. So that was the main reason. So there is a big gap. Like, once it was considered, what was considered the highest sin, right now there is not even punishment for that.
Strangely connected to this, an Ayurveda doctor, Dr. Ramkumar from Vaidyagram in Coimbatore, he says that even they do not recommend in Ayurveda the eating of sprouts
Okay.
because the same concept, saying as soon as the grain has sprouted, it's got life.
Yeah.
So that sprouts are usually not consumed according to Ayurveda because it relates to something similar like this. So how do you think that in the modern context, like in a living tradition, we are not a tradition that has, a different past and a different present. How do we bring in these things into social or legal climate where it's, this knowledge is not valued or even considered?
See, right now, uh, see, the responsibility is being like what to say. It's like thrown to someone else, like so now it is the culture of live-in relationships. So they don't even consider the consent of the bride or the groom's parents to get involved in their relationship. But previously, even if it was a live-in relationship, they call it as a Gandharva Vivaha. So it was considered a vivaha, and the parents were responsible for their children. So they tell you like what time to enter into a relationship, how do you enter into a relationship, what are the preparations. They even prepare themselves, their bodies, their minds, even before 3 months prior to conception, 3 months or 6 months prior to conception. They take care of their body, they take care of their mind, and they tell you like which period they have to enter into relationship to get a healthy child. So, but nowadays they don't have any responsibility at all. They think like it is for pleasure. So they enter into a relationship for the sake of pleasure. They're not responsible for their own children. Only when a child, like actually, I saw an article where the authors had specified in the previous times the pregnancy was by choice, not by chance. But nowadays it's not so. So pregnancy, unwanted, all over the world, not only in India, or globally, they say unwanted pregnancy is what ends up in medical termination of pregnancy. And again, there are the government has legalized it and liberalized it so much, but in spite of it, there are so many cases which are reported in medical legal journals, illegal abortions, where they don't even seek the registered medical practitioner, but even what I say, informal health providers. They go to pharmacies. They ask for without over the counter prescriptions. Without any prescription, they take up the medicines. So in that case, like there's a lot to be done. We have to empower the informal health providers, the Ayurveda. See, even now, even after MTP Act of 2021, they have not included any Ayurveda doctors or Siddha doctors or any alternative medicine physicians have not been included in that at all. Only the allopathic doctors are considered to be registered medical practitioners who can perform abortion. So all these things have to change because in tribal areas, in rural areas, they're not comfortable with allopathic doctors. They go to their
Local lady,
midwives. So whatever they prescribe, these people are. Or sometimes even it has been passed. They say that it has been passed on from their mothers to the daughters. They know some what is it, twigs, like that calotropis. It is used for performing abortion. So these all cause like when it is done by themselves, self practiced by women, so automatically there are so much of morbidities and mortalities. So a lot has to be done. We have to include all the, first of all, they have to include alternative medicine physicians, and they have to create awareness among the chemists and the pharmacists. Lots have to be done.
This idea of life also, when we talk about life, even before, as we talk about an Atman, we even a formless Atman. So, is that something that, is there, that awareness and that value for that kind of a concept where we are not even before conception, we believe in an art that,
Charaka Samhita and Sushruta Samhita says that when the semen and the egg unite itself, at that time itself the soul also is there. So after quickening, yes, it's a different kind of the consciousness comes to life, and then the sin becomes even more severe. But that, like, it is there in each and every, whether it is sentient or insentient, it's always there. See, ours has been a culture like where they worshipped stones, trees, and everything with faith. But after, see, during the British rule or even after that, so in the name of science and technology, I think people they want some kind of a concrete evidence to show. See, I think it's part of my work also. I went through an article where the person cites a series which was in the, I think, National Geographic channel or something. It was called In the Womb. So what they have done is they have filmed ultrasound pictures of the unborn child in the womb, right? So they have pictures of the baby moving inside, and it also talks about REM movements, rapid eye movements, which we get only when we dream or something. So all those things have been recorded in the series, and I think it's you give some time. I think science will be able to establish the child has some cognitive thoughts and consciousness and all those things. We are nearing. We are, but people want that to be concrete evidence before they consider all these things. Otherwise, they'll tell you like our ancestors did not have.
Scientific background.
Yeah.
The things like child prodigies or very very young children being able to recite
Mm.
something which they have not been taught, isn't that evidence enough of
Yeah.
either a continuation of life from some previous
Exactly,
existence?
exactly. I think once Mahaperiyava, he gave an example, like one person asked him a similar doubt. He said, today itself, like there are so many children born in that particular city of Kanchipuram itself. He said, like one child is born very rich, is born to a rich couple. One child is born to a very poor couple. Very same time, same location. You don't have to go anywhere. But there are so many differences. He said, like, what could be the reason other than karma? So even for Dhruva and all other people, they used to say, right, there were so many births which they have crossed, and at a very young age of 5 or 6 years, they were able to attain that self-realization or godhood. It is there.
One dancer was telling about asking how do we analyze or how do we study anything today which we have inherited from the past. So he was saying modernity is not about going forward, but it's about going backward
Exactly.
and about asking the same question whether it's still relevant. You Our forefathers asked certain questions and they resulted in certain outcomes of this knowledge. When we ask the same questions today, if we get the same answers, then clearly that knowledge is still relevant.
Exactly.
So when we talk about, feticide at 25 weeks and we ask a question, there can be no two
Yeah,
answers ethically.
exactly.
So
See, I do believe whoever is performing are at like they undergo severe guilt within themselves. So it shows in their body, it shows in their like they require long-term counseling for that. It's not that they are just doing it with like because science is not allowing them or something like that. But they think this is an easy option they are taking forward. But aftermath, I think they are undergoing lots of mental disturbances, everything is there.
what are your other areas of interest?
And that's what, as I told you, like initially
You
I
said
did
in
my
forensic,
forensic science. I was working in forensic medicine and toxicology. I was doing some research in toxicology, which I could not complete. Then I did my MSc for psychology. I was doing counseling for some time. And now this has been there, like Sanskrit, like it's not that it was hidden inside, and when I got a chance, I was able to pursue it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for this
Nice,
conversation. Such a pleasure to speak with you.
nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.